Their first long mission has been assigned, and this one is a doozy. Dinfa, Charnak, and Eabis have taken Greygon Wendt and a rather large cast of characters back to A12, a plane that is crucial for the market's survival in these new times. Their first mission is to secure the young noble's place in the line of succession, keep the current noble, Greygon Wendt, alive for 2 more years when Greygon will be old enough to take his family's seat, and establish him as an up-and-comer, a mover and shaker in A12. More than a pretty face. This realm and the Wendt Manor in particular have been identified as only the second source of ladybone in all of creation, a mineral prized throughout the realms for the way it interplays with the weave. The crew has started off strong. They defeated and decapitated 2 ogres who had been menacing outlying agricultural hamlets. The only worry is that they seem to be under the total control of kobolds, a nasty, diminutive people who specialize in cruelty, theft, and murder. Now is time to establish themselves at the manor and ingratiate themselves with Lord Greygon and his wife, Princess Bravara. What might these minor nobles ask of the goblins? Where is Olivia Miller, the girl with whom Gregor cavorts? And who made this dark binding contract with King Bodum? Find out this time on the Dungeon Dads podcast.
To the river they tread, only to be swept away.
Morning and evening you may hear the cry, candies and berries and baubles to try, sweet to the tongue and sound to the eye, but heed words of caution when you then decide to come by, come by, get, come by, come by, get, come by, come by.
Just beware the Goblin Market.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. You are listening to Dungeon Dads, the Goblin Market. As always, I'm your DM, Tom Blaylock, and I am joined this week by Tim Carr playing Eabis, and also, I forgot your Ream's name. Davman. Oh shit! I just had a total. I kept wanting to say Filnir, and I was like, that is old news.
Davman Stonefeet.
Davman Stonefeet. Sorry, Tim. How's it going?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Been out in the sun all day, but ready to be cooped up inside with you fellas.
Sweet, love it. Yeah. I'm not gonna give full billing to Reams anymore. I'm done. That's the last. Davman's the last one.
Sorry, John. Sorry, Sam.
John Watson will be playing Dinfa. How's it going, John?
You know what? That's all right because I have a Ream? Right now I'm being Gregor. Mine ran out on me. Like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think this episode we'll have to figure that out. Because last time you were piloting Greygon Wendt.
Yeah, which was actually very cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do that again sometime. And Sam Frank playing Charnak the botanist. What's up, Sam?
Just happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. Well, so I want to get started. I'm not going to pick it up right where we left off. We ended with you all had defeated those ogres and the people were extolling your greatness in the hamlet. That's boring to me.
Oh, there's a few things I wanted to do before we leave.
No, fuck that.
Wait, we gotta go shopping.
No, you all
just one thing before we leave.
You all have your complete retinue, which includes the 3 of you, your Reams, and Ideer, who is the stone man, who has a group of 5 or 6 people, 5 people. He has 5 people who are going to be handling cooking for you all, cleaning up, establishing safe houses, and he's also training them all to be Reams. And so, in addition to Gregor and Owen Zagat is also with you still. So you arrive at the gates of Wendt Manor, and it is not a large house. It is probably it's 2 stories high. It's surrounded by what clearly was meant to be a complete stone wall, But it's not like a castle, right? It's like it's an estate, and the wall surrounds only about 4 or 5 acres that are out in a sort of concentric circle. It looks like some of them are being farmed, but not all of them. The fence is not complete. So like it's stone wall, and then there will be some wood, and then like large gaps in it. So it's not doing anything for defensive purposes, at least as of right now. It looks like it's in poor repair. The house does. It hasn't been painted in a very long time. It's partial wood and partial stone construction. And overall, I just want to convey that for you all, it's a pretty big letdown. Like you probably were expecting something grander at the very least.
Yeah, I'm in a state.
Yeah, you are. So one thing that's pretty cool is that they have used very small stones, like sort of round gravel, that the path from the gate to the house is on. And it does look like, while there's mud all over the place, this road is very well constructed. So this path that leads from the gate to the house, and when you arrive at the house, you're met by 2 guards who wave at Gregor and do not make a big fuss, except one of them, the older one, looks out and says, "We don't have enough food for all of your friends, Gregor." Well, they are here from the Golden Company, the Golden Knights, and they are here to parley with my father. He's out hunting hog. Well, any idea when he'll be back?
Did he wink when he said that?
he did not. He did not. Your mama, Bavara's here. I'll tell her to, I don't know, get some tea ready for you. Very well. So all of this seems kind of weird. This is not like there's not a lot of servants here either, and they lead you in. Very common for a minor noble in this area, but not much.
Dinfa, are you starting to get the impression that this place sucks?
Very much so. I thought, Gregor, I thought you lived in an estate. This looks more like...
He lives in a state of disrepair.
I understand that you say this. It is why we have made the deal with the Golden Knights.
How long do we have to live here again? That was to Dinfa.
Dinfa, yeah.
They said 2 years.
Oh, boy.
That's very interesting. 2 years is almost exactly how long it will be before I turn 18.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
You will be quite skilled by the time you are 18.
I certainly hope so. My uncle has designs on our estate. And much more, I fear.
Your uncle?
Mm.
Yes.
Well, never fear. You are 16 going on 17, and I'll take care of you.
Wow. That's terrific.
And I look at Charnak and I say, perhaps he is looking for something more.
Listen, I'm not about to go hunting hog.
I don't know. That could be interesting. That might be the most interesting thing we do for a while.
So Idir stops and says, "I will not go in. We were promised the warden's shack." And one of the guards points off, says, "Yeah, we haven't had a warden here for 6 years, at least. You can have it. Not much game in the forest, so you don't have a job, really."
Why?
That is fine.
Why is there not much game?
Well, there's ogres, kobolds, and a lot of poachers.
Seems like our work will be cut out for us.
Well, if you're going to take care of the ogres and the poachers, it sure will be.
Is this a situation where we need to set up a guard? Are there frequent ogre attacks here at the estate?
Never. Never been an ogre attack here at the estate. They do keep to the forest pretty good.
What about the kobolds?
Well, that's another matter, and he flashes his rusty longsword. He says, but old Judy here takes care of them, no problems.
I lean over to Eabis.
I'm beginning to understand why there are so many kobolds in this place.
Yeah, I mean, some problems, right?
As I said, we will have our work cut out for us. But I don't think it is anything we cannot handle.
So are you replacing Vunk then as the personal bodyman of Greygon Wendt and Greygon Wendt?
I suppose we are.
Well, then you'll be wanting the dungeon.
Wait. Are Gregor and... this is an aside to the guys. Are Gregor and Greygon two different people?
Yes.
I would have to write all this down for you later. Just stay quiet.
You should start taking notes, Charnak.
Wait, who... We're going to a dungeon?
No.
Well, that's where Vunk did his training. So I figure, and Gregor speaks up, says, yes, we will head down now. I'm feeling a need. The need has arisen for some more training.
The need for speed?
More training.
Sorry, that was dumb.
So the guards, I mean, you basically have the run of this house. When you go in, there's a she's very pretty. She's in her mid to late 50s, but she has a limp and has no ladies' maids. And this is Lady Bavara, and she sort of looks up and does not even really acknowledge Gregor, and looks at you all, and she says, "So which one of you is driving my son now?"
At the moment, no one.
No, but who's going to be the one doing it?
I believe we are going to share.
And how much do you charge to kill my husband?
Whoa, lady.
We have only just met.
Yeah, sweet talk us a little bit first.
I will not. Here's your tea. It is here by the fire. And she hobbles out, and Gregor looks and says, "Mother did not like the deal that Father made with the Golden Knights. And she does not believe that they will be paying off either."
Does that mean we should be worried about ourselves while we are here?
She's harmless. She has no access to money. And it's not like she loves me. She couldn't care less.
Why is that?
I am sorry.
She was stolen from a nearby castle and given to my father to make babies, and everyone assumed that it would lead to some kind of peace with the main castle, and of course it has not. They did not miss her. They did not fight for her. They did not even offer a ransom for her. This is a story I've been told. Mother and father have no love for each other.
Geez, they didn't sugarcoat it for you, kid.
No. In fact, when you meet my father, you will understand. He is a man who does not sugarcoat things, and in fact, he cares for very little other than his own legacy. Which is why the 5,000 troops is such a big deal here.
What's his name again?
Greygon.
Ah. The little finger gun over at Dinfa.
Dinfa's just staring at him incredulously, shaking his head.
Tapping my temple.
I put my life in your hands.
You're still concentrating on the dominate person spell with Gregor, yeah? John?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming that at some point Eabis or Charnak are going to want to take control again, or take control at some point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, so he leads you down to the dungeon, and it's much nicer down here. It is a dungeon. It is underground. It is stone.
It's like a furnished basement, though.
It's a furnished basement. It is sort of Gregor's special place.
Finished. Is that the word for it? Finished. I don't have basements over here in California, so
yeah,
finished basement. Yeah, that's what you said.
but it is. But you see immediately in the walls. The walls are shimmering pink and red and green, and if this is what you think it might be, what Zagat told you about this, about the Ladybone reserves here, was way understated. It looks like the whole damn thing is built on a Ladybone bedrock. It is all throughout. It is not just veins.
Can I investigate that?
Yeah.
Nope, that's a 3.
Yeah. It's impossible to know how deep in the walls this stuff goes, but it just looks like it's everywhere.
By the elk! It's all of it!
What? What is all of what?
All the walls, the entire, all of this is all of it is Ladybone.
Huh. What is Ladybone? Gregor says.
It is these rocks. That's what it's called.
What do you call it? What do you call what the walls are made of?
Crystal, quartz. I don't know. It was very hard to carve into, from what I understand.
Well, it's very nice.
It has a different name where we are from, that is all. It is beautiful, is it not?
It's very beautiful.
It really does not give the same impression of dungeon that I was expecting.
No. It's sort of my lair, he says.
It's pretty impressive. Not quite as impressive as I would have expected for something called Ladybone Bedrock. But
so Zagat is still in human form, and she walks over to Gregor and says, "Be a dear and go night night." And she clicks her finger, and he goes out like a light. And she turns to you and she says, "We only have a minute. This is what's very important for you to understand about this. These minor nobles are not important for any other reason other than this Ladybone and the contract for Bodom. Your job..."
I elbowed Dinfa. See, I told you she'd tell us which part was important.
Yeah. I have other places that I must go to, but it is important that you establish yourselves here. Establish the Wendts and Gregor as important people in this plane. There are rivals, and this place is a fucking wreck, obviously. You cannot let them be taken over by the uncle, by kobolds, by anything. This manor is of the utmost importance to us.
You say that they need to be established. We are sitting on a gold mine. Is there a way to send some Ladybone back that can give us money so that we can build things up here
Well,
without everyone knowing.
what I would prefer is for us to harvest and keep it here until we know it is safe at the Goblin Market.
But like, couldn't we just sell a little to get some decent baths?
Well, of course you can, but do not sell it here. They do not know what they have here.
So how? That's what I'm asking. How do we get it to you, to the market?
Talk to Idea. He will help you with that.
He will have an idea.
He has many very good ones.
Perhaps we need to make the room bigger.
That sounds like a very good idea.
It is simple. It makes sense. We will find a reason.
I believe that Vanka was trying to tunnel from the warden's place. Perhaps you should check with Idea later about that as a potential, so that no one here hears what you are doing. But when Greygon comes back, he is going to expect some kind of plan that will establish them and extend their power and extend their riches. Do not offer up the Ladybone as any piece of that. Understood?
Yes.
Got it.
Charnak, do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, and she looks at you three, and she says, "You are very good at different things. What I expect of you is to come up with something next to bring riches into this godforsaken land." All right, so now we're going to have a leadership role.
Leadership
okay.
role.
Now, the leadership role is as follows. I need you to choose 2 different abilities. You're going to roll the 2 abilities, and whichever 2 they are will correspond with a plan for the next 5 months. An overall strategy. You will be responsible for coming up with that strategy based on the 2 stats that you find. So in other words, let's pretend that you choose survival and history. Your plan would need to incorporate something that makes sense for survival checks and history checks, if that makes sense for you.
Okay, so it's 2 skill checks.
Yes. So we'll do these. Think about it for a second to determine which 2 skills you think you want to.
Now, are we rolling this as our Kybers?
You're rolling them. Yes. Yes.
And is this like the highest of us? Or is it...
Yes, it will be the highest combo. So
right,
whoever
I'm
gets the
ready.
highest combo. All right. So Sam, tell me what 2 skills you're going to do. And don't tell me a
Nature
plan.
and perception.
Okay. Nature and perception. So give me the nature and the perception check.
All right, nature. 10.
Okay.
Perception. 21.
Okay.
So that's
Excellent. That's a 31.
31 total.
Okay. Who's next?
All right. I'm going to do history and stealth.
History and stealth. Okay. Remember as your Kyber.
17 history.
17 history.
strong.
18 stealth.
Okay. So
Okay.
that is a 35.
Okay. Eabis is going to use insight and intimidation.
Okay.
11 insight. That's not great. 22 intimidation.
All right. 33. So, John, Dinfa has won.
All right.
This. Now, your choice. You're going to be presenting your plan. And you're going to be presenting it to Greygon. And you're going to be presenting it as Gregor.
As Gregor.
Yes.
I was just looking at these rolls, and the win order went in reverse order of the size of the bonuses.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, John had a total bonus of 7. You had a total bonus of 12, Sam, and Tim had a total bonus of 9. Interesting. Super interesting. So high rolls still win.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are you guys,
Good. I didn't want to do a presentation anyway.
Yeah. So give me the highlights of the 2 losing pitches. So Sam, just give me the highlights of your nature and perception pitch.
It was to explore and patrol the lands and grounds in the immediate vicinity and discover what is keeping them from producing.
Okay. Excellent. And how about you, Tim? What was Eabis's plan with the intimidation and insight?
I think it was going to be picking apart the reach of the poachers and the sort of, whatever they're poaching to profit, and essentially figuring out a way to intimidate them into relocating, right? Like scaring them off, reclaiming the lands in that way, using intelligence.
And then for whatever reason, Dinfa was prevailed. And
just wait till you hear this plan.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. It's so much better than either one of those.
Stealth and history.
No pressure. No pressure. No
So
pressure.
sneak into the library when no one's looking.
So the Zagat takes off. She says, "I will return in a week's time. I expect to hear some progress here for Wendt Manor when I return." And you have an hour or two, get yourselves together, and the horns are blowing for Greygon Wendt, and one of the guards comes down and says, "It's going to be soup and old bread for dinner tonight. The hunt came up 0s, as expected."
Not a lot of hogs, huh?
Is that the type of bird that you have?
It's not. Whatever we have here, he brought home nothing, and his retinue brought home nothing. Come on up. The soup is ready for you. Greygon will see you.
All right. I suppose I am not supposed to go up.
What?
How many of us are they expecting?
I don't know if I'm supposed to present as Gregor. Am I supposed to just pass out at the table?
No, I think it is safer that you do not go up in the first place. But then,
Yes, you're feeling ill.
Yes, good. You cover for me. I will stay here.
I'll get you some old bread.
That is all right. I have rations here.
don't tell them.
Don't worry. This is not what I expected.
No, I don't think any of us expected this.
So is Gregor supposed to be already up there?
Yeah, he's up there now.
Okay. All right, Dinfa. Confidence, energy.
All right.
Now go to sleep.
Don't forget the relationship of the parents.
Sure.
And I fall unconscious.
All right. And
we're still concentrating, even though we are not in our range.
That's right. That's right. You're also concentrating. John, when you enter back into Gregor, give me a perception check. I think a perception check is the right one here.
21.
Nice.
So, it's super easy to go in and out of him. And you sort of, he's sort of like just an old glove for you. But you do feel like he's present in a way that Reese was not.
Okay.
And in fact, he's so present that you feel as though he is reaching out, and I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, shit.
It's sort of like when you stretch out an old glove enough that you can stick two hands in it.
It's sort of like that, Sam.
19 wisdom save.
Yeah, it's weird. He's not asserting control over you, but it feels very weird. It's almost like you've the way you've experienced your reams before is almost like puppeting.
Okay.
And this almost feels like a handshake. Like he is an active part in this.
Enough for me to get ideas from him? Like, can I read his thoughts a little bit?
Perhaps, but you're more...
He could just take over at any time.
It feels like, yeah, something like that. Worse than that.
Oh, boy.
It feels like he could try to take over your body.
Oh, shit.
That you have that push-pull feeling with him.
Okay.
That you kind of felt when you left the body last time, but it's different.
Huh.
It's different.
Okay. Not great. All right.
I literally just had this vision of like Dinfa being like poorly puppeted.
Exactly.
Like down in the basement, like just an
Or he
arm
just starts-
going up and down. Like, I don't know how these strings work, but
He starts walking upstairs all weird.
I was just thinking about how weird it would be to put your hand in a puppet and then have another hand reach out from
That's the thing. Yeah,
Oh, man.
it's
not great.
You put your hand in a puppet and you feel another hand in there. And where the hell is the hand? Anyway, so again, it's a little off. It's a little off
Okay.
for you. But you're fine.
Okay.
You're protected. You have. It was very subtle, and you're not even. He probably doesn't even realize that you have caught on to this.
Okay, but it does seem like he knows he has this ability.
Yes,
Okay.
and he still feels present with you
Okay.
now.
All right.
and as a reminder for, I'll say the listeners, but also for me, Sheba is no longer connected to Gregor.
Sheba is not connected to Gregor
Sheba
that you know
is,
of.
right? Okay, Sheba, as far as we know, is in the Raven.
That's correct.
That Zagat set up as a foil.
That's
for the
correct.
execution. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Are you ready to go upstairs?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm up there.
Yeah. Okay.
John's
All right.
already up there.
All right. It's the
Is
same
he? No, I'm
room
just kidding.
where Bravara had the tea sitting by the fire. And there is a table with 5 seats set up. And Gregor is obese. And
You mean Greygon?
sorry, Greygon. Greygon is obese. He has white hair, a large bushy beard. He looks like Santa Claus. And he's sitting there with an old man, even older than him. Greygon looks like he's probably 65 years old. The old man that's with him looks like he's probably 70, in his mid 70s, which is really old. Like it's like really old for humans. It's rare for humans to make it that long. And he looks up and says, "I see another comer, huh? Come on, boy, come sit down with us. Why don't you introduce us to our new friends?"
And he is talking to me.
Yes.
Okay.
You couldn't tell Tom was looking at you?
Yeah.
Yes. These are my friends.
Okay, roll me a performance check. The guy's not super perceptive, but I mean, that's,
They probably don't have too much wine,
yeah.
it sounds like.
7.
Yeah.
Oh my God, his performance is a -1.
That's awesome.
Of course it is.
God.
Can I do something to distract since I realize how bad this is?
Sure.
Since I perceive how bad this is, I jump up and I stand on the chair at the dinner table and I say, "I'm sorry. I believe these will be a little too large for me. Forgive me for standing at the table. Charnak the botanist at your service, sir."
Oh, the botanist. They've finally taken my request seriously then.
I can't say, sir. What request is that? I've merely come here for the education of your son and the touring of this fine country.
Well, it's not very fine if you look around here. The crops don't grow right. The animals have all run off. I
Just
figure
not enough hogs to go around.
I figure a botanist is a good start. It gives me very good feelings about your people. And
Well, I'm happy to return those fair feelings to you as well, sir.
very good. Son, come sit down here.
And then I turn and gesture to Eabis, but also when I turn away, I just roll my eyes so hard I can see my own brain.
Do we know what the proper address would be? He's the king of this area, right? Ish.
His actual title is Baron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's
nobody
fine.
really calls him that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Whoa.
I am.
You're some kind of devil? And he looks over at his other old friend. He says, and pretty too.
Some have said so. But I mean you no harm. You have nothing to fear from me. My name is Eabis. And I am here also for the education of your son.
Well, very good. I like to hear it. We're our hopes and dreams lie with him.
Yes. And we hope to make those hopes and dreams come true.
And what's your
For
friend's
me and for you.
And what's your friend's name who's inside my son right now?
That is Dinfa.
Hello, Dinfa.
Yes. Hello.
It's fine. It's fine. We're used to it here. He's been getting trained for the last 2 years, so.
Yes, I wish to apologize. This is part of his training. He has to get used to having us within.
Yeah. Well, Sonny, if you can hear me, you're looking great.
Do I feel anything?
No. All right.
He says thank you.
Very good. Well, come sit down, have some soup. I'm sorry I can't offer you more. Vunk was going to tell me. Vunk had a whole outline of plans to make us top dog in this country. I hope you aim to continue his good work.
We would be honored if you would show us the plans that he had and tell us which ones have been successful so far to make sure we are not retracing steps that did not flourish.
Well, I mean, obviously, number one, get my son through puberty alive. I did a good job of that. My brother has been, well, I think he might be behind some of my troubles here. He has eyes on the whole damn crown of Hardad. So I'm doing all I can to hold on here. I'll show you on the map. And he rolls out this kingdom of Hardat, and you see Wendt Manor, and you see where the town is, and he says, yeah, here, way up to the north here, this is the Hardat Castle, unrelated to the Hardat town. Lots of things are named after Hardat. But you see all these hamlets over here, and the village over here, and if we could get all this stuff together, there'd be enough wheat for us to field 100 men. And then this right here, and he points at Hardat town, and he says, if I could control the fishery and the mine and the wheat and agriculture market in Hardat, sky's the limit, really.
And who has control of them now?
Fucking merchants. Independent players, not even noblemen. But they've got the money to pay for soldiers and guards. I prayed for a daughter, because at least with a daughter you can marry him off to a merchant and adopt the merchant and try to raise up the kid like he was your own, but I got a boy, and boys are good for fighting, so that's what we're going to do, I suppose.
Have you ever considered a merchant with a daughter?
You don't know our customs here.
I don't presume to, so I apologize.
It's okay. No. Merchants will pay good money for someone to marry their daughter. But what they want is to be adopted by a noble, officially adopted, so that they become the heir to nobility. They're trying to buy their way in, and the only way they can do that is if they themselves marry a girl noble.
What is the state of their product?
Tell me more.
Are they able to produce what they used to be able to produce?
It seems to be down a little bit, but...
The question is why?
Well, I don't know.
What did we have here? What was the best thing we had here?
It's always been wheat.
Always wheat. You've just presented the problem, right?
Sure.
We go after, we figure out your brother. Listen, we just returned from battle. We are now heroes in this town. They know us as monster hunters.
Huh.
We go after the ogres. We go after the kobolds, but we do it publicly. We go to the merchants. We tell them we want to protect them, but we need a cut of their shares. Taxes.
Well, I'm not allowed to tax them because they're under officially the protection of the king himself.
Okay, sure. Taxes, quote unquote, then. We help them, they help us.
Like protection.
Yeah. We form a group of hunters.
It's sneaky, but there is historical precedent for it.
Yes, we must do it under the table.
Under the table.
So nobody
used to do.
sees
You
us
remember?
do this.
Think back. You remember.
Maybe in the dark of night. Like they did long ago.
I mean, and so we just offer to protect people.
We may not even have to offer. Like I said, they saw us do it. I cut the head of an ogre myself.
The king's protection doesn't seem to be worth very much these days. All we have to do is provide, as we would say in the market, proof of value. We make a value proposition.
The old man who's with Greygon, you can see he gets very upset when you say this. I won't take part in any kind of backroom slander. Greygon, good day. Better hunting next time. Yes, sure. Enjoy yourself, Leo. I'll see you later.
All I'm saying is the king didn't kill those ogres.
And he gets up. He says, that was the king's youngest nephew.
Oops.
The ogre was?
Leo.
Oh, the guy who just left. I thought he was talking to me.
No. People say the king is over 100 years old. He was king when I was born. And he was just as useless then as he is now. Taxes people, gives them nothing back.
Do we know the name of the king?
No. He can tell you.
Hey, what's that king called?
Julius.
Does he go by any other names?
Julius Greybeard.
Sure, because he's so old. What'd they call him when he was young?
Julius Blondebeard. I don't know.
I'm
He
sensing a theme.
I wasn't alive when
When he was a
young.
baby, was he Julius No Beard?
Will the king take an audience with us?
You don't want to go to Hardat Castle?
Why not?
Seems hard.
I think. I don't know. Maybe. My brother lives there in the castle. He's no friend of mine. He would get in your way if you tried to get an audience with him, and he knew that you were coming on behalf of me and mine.
Well, he does not have to know that.
So Gregor wouldn't go with you?
Gregor will go. We make Gregor a hero.
I see.
I don't see why we can't do that here. We got everything we need right here. We got an estate. We got lands. We got wheat. And we just got to remove a few obstacles.
Well, and you look, they sent you a botanist. This can work. But you did say we have to figure out what your brother is doing.
That's true.
What's going on with the wheat?
Well, across the board, all of our fields are producing less and less every single year.
Huh? What kinds of wheat you got?
Bulgur, mostly.
Any other kinds?
Golden wheat, goldenrod. We got Planora's plentiful wheat, but that only grows in the water.
And some people don't like eating it because it's been modified.
It's too much. Yeah. So I like your idea of going around and offer protection, but where would you go? What would you do first?
Well, as I said, we just attacked the kobolds and the ogres. I am sure there are more.
Yeah.
We clean the forest out. We go to the different towns. We find out what's bothering them. As I said,
we go from town to town, solving their problems in sort of an episodic nature. Each adventure a little bit different, but the same enough to still feel comfortable.
But Gregor at the head. Gregor at the head.
Yes, right. and then we would see Gregor grow, and there would probably be some serialized elements too, as he grows and changes over the course of our adventures.
Perhaps some stories that could exist in the bottle.
Well, I mean, you don't need my permission. I just need the men.
I think it would be more exciting to investigate the wheat blight.
Yeah.
We do both.
Have you ever tried to kill ogres while investigating a wheat blight?
Charnak, just pick a day. One day we will investigate with you.
Wheat blight is not the work of a day.
Well, here's the let me give you the information that might help you on both of these fronts.
Did some witch put a curse on your lands?
I don't think that's it.
Did you make a deal with a devil that is extracting his payment?
No. I think it's more simple than that.
Those are the only two causes of wheat blight that I know.
I think the ground is going dry. Because I think those assholes up on the mountain have dammed up our river.
Damn.
It's gotten so low. That's my thought anyway.
Perhaps that is worth exploring as well. Who are the assholes on the mountain?
Dwarves.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what they're called. I don't take the time to get to know them.
But they live upstream of the river.
They live upstream.
Do you have any ideas on why they would need the water? Why would they dam the water?
I had no idea.
Do you know what they do there? Do they mine things?
They do mine things there.
And there's no trade between you and the dwarves?
The dwarves trade with the merchants, not with me.
Think back. Have they ever traded with you in the past?
Never.
Is that by your choice or by theirs?
We don't have any like telepathic speaking right now, do we?
No.
No.
I just want to be like, boy, this guy's bad at his job.
Yeah. Listen, all I know is that my old warden 5 years ago said the river was going dry. And now it's a trickle after the spring. It used to run full tilt all up the sides from spring all the way into middle of summer. And now the snows melt and it comes down and it's just not like it was before. I mean, Hardat Castle is still, their wheat is bonanza time.
Have you ever figured out what it is that the merchants are offering the dwarves?
Iron.
And you do not have iron.
I don't have any iron. Iron doesn't come from anywhere around here.
The merchants bring it in from somewhere else.
Somewhere else, yeah.
What are the dwarves mining if they are not mining iron?
Precious gems.
I see.
What can you trade with the dwarves?
They need food, I suppose, but I don't have enough for my family. Much less the 100 soldiers I think it'll take to take over the next barony.
Well, one step at a time. We find a way to get the water and get the wheat. Will that then bring you the livestock?
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question. The wheat that grows, how much of it is traded by the merchants? How much of the river's lack of output affects the merchants?
Everyone on this side of the river, at least half.
So, perhaps if Gregor can bring the water back, the merchants can then feel a responsibility to thank you for providing that for them. And you have control of them, of the river, as far as they know.
Well, if we could actually control the river, that's a whole different game around here.
Have you ever heard of Ehi? I'm just kidding.
Have you heard of Ehi?
So
Let me tell you about them.
we find a merchant that's been hurt by the low river who also has trade with the dwarves and get him to take us up there.
In the name of Greygon. And Gregor.
Well, of course, but they will see their self-interest.
This plan is perfect. We investigate the wheat. We make sure it's just water. We go, clear out the monsters. Make sure everyone sees us doing it. We go, we investigate with the dwarves. Find out how to bring the water back. These are solid plans.
But at night, under cover of stealth, as it was in history.
We just can't talk about it. Don't let anyone know what we are doing.
Suddenly I feel like in stealth, as it was in history, should be a t-shirt. I feel like that's going to be our new catchphrase.
Yeah, it's stealth.
As it was in history.
Oh, those rolls were great. John just picked. Yeah.
His two highest skills.
No, they're not his two highest skills. I don't think.
I did it for a reason. I really thought that the monster hunting was the thing, and we could do that stealthily, like get a group of stealth monster killers, and then I thought history would be like him telling us like what they used to do, and us figuring out how to bring that back.
I mean,
That's what we're doing.
It's still great.
Yeah. All right. So Greygon's like, it's not like you need my permission for this. You know what you need to do.
Yeah, sneakily, as did our forefathers.
Well, we will get started immediately.
Good. I understand from my guard you're taking over the warden's house.
We are, yes.
All right. Just be careful.
Well, they are. We're sleeping in the big house, right, guys?
I mean, I have a room already picked out in here.
I mean, there's only 5 rooms, so
Sure.
You're welcome to anyone but mine or Bravara's.
I was going to go make that bone lady's bedrock.
You can stay in the dungeon, that's for sure.
Well, we will investigate.
Sorry, I thought my natural charisma would carry it.
We will investigate the shack and make ourselves comfortable. And if we need to use the dungeon space as well, we will. Are you opposed if needed? Our group is perhaps bigger than what Vonk brought. Are you opposed to us making the dungeon space larger?
I mean, if that's within your power, sure. A few extra feet, that's going to really add value to this manor.
I see. Okay. Well, I have not determined if that is something we can do, but if it is a necessary step, I am sure we can figure out how to make it larger.
Very well.
Also, I heard you say banditry?
Yeah, I mean...
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that word. Can you say it again?
Banditry. Banditry? Bandits.
Band the tree?
No, I understood him.
Yes. Poachers.
Yeah, poachers and...
It's easier word.
And they know we don't have the resources to fight them off. Well, I can actually, and he rolls back out the map. He says, actually, I know there's at least one crew that's make their home here. And he points on the map, and it's by a small bridge. And he says, no one goes that way anymore. Not for trade, not for nothing.
I was going to suggest we figure out where they might be and scare them off.
Yeah, well, that's one place you could start. There's a lot of them, though.
Are there any who respond to coin?
I mean, I think they're all driven by coin.
But perhaps they join us and join in the monster hunting.
You mean hire them?
Sure.
I don't know.
Or get them to flip on other bandits.
Maybe.
We'd start small. But yes, if we can clear the roads and open up trade as well.
Listen, guys, 3 to 5 more plans, and I think we'll really have something.
All right, so you got dwarves, you got bandits, and you've got
Monsters.
monsters.
The bandits, it sounds like we might need to wait until we've reached, another level of our plan.
Right. Right. There's a lot of them there. Sure. Yeah.
We need to come in with some cred.
Well,
Yeah.
we're here for a long time. I'm just trying to find out what all the issues are. Then we can put them in order. What are all the problems?
I'm going to try to speed run this therapy session.
What the
Let's
hell?
just get all the problems out there on the table right now.
What the hell created all this?
Yeah. We're gonna have to do twice a week, actually. Could you?
Greygon, what was your relationship like with your father?
And he looks. He says, "Which one of you is the leader of this outfit?"
Oh no. We
And I
do
sort
not-
of sigh and hook my thumb at Dinfa. I mean, he rolled highest.
At the moment, I have control of Gregor, but we are more of a team.
He can't hear me, right?
At the moment, I'm not so sure. He might be able to.
Let's just say no.
Well, I know it's important for him to be tip-top shape. And I know you have plans for using my army when I get one. My only ask is that just make sure you take care of him, you keep him safe, and ultimately he stays bending the old knee to his old man.
Understood.
You're here to build him up, but you're here to build up Wendt Manor and Baron Greygon von Wendt.
But you have to understand, we are already working on the reputation. You may have to give some speeches.
I can do it. You provide a good win. Your men need to wear Wendt colors. And he points over his shoulder. There's a bunch of green things with just a giant arrow on it. It just looks like just a regular old single arrow on it. And he says, I got a bunch of shields and I got a bunch of splint mail. Sure would be nice if you all would wear those on your missions.
I agree.
All right. Well, get busy. Take your soup. Go wherever you're gonna go. I'm gonna go and try to talk to my lady again.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And thank you. We will make this work for you.
Yeah. And he looks back and he says, one of the things that's part of the deal is we get some pull up in the castle so that I can end this marriage.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys know divorce is so expensive. Because it's worth it. And he gets up and walks off. All right. So you're by the fire by yourselves. You have a couple of different directions you can go in. I'll leave it to you to decide what happens next.
It's times like this I think of the non-binary prospector.
What?
There's gold in them there hills.
Jesus Christ.
Should we
I think we go to the dwarves in the mountain.
should we investigate the wheat fast, botanist? Make sure it's only the water.
Yeah, I don't really trust anything that guy said. I think his analytical skills may be a little lacking. Doesn't seem to be the most well-informed guy around.
I would agree.
All right.
But we might ask him for a recommendation for a merchant to talk to.
Ah, yes. Perhaps that would have been smart.
Perhaps Gregor already knows.
Yes.
I'm gonna, when he says that, I'm going to think really hard at Gregor.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, Gregor,
She.
Hmm?
She. Never mind.
what?
When Eabis says that, right?
Oh,
It's fine.
Oh, he's going to think
No,
of Gregor. Yeah.
Tim, it's
No.
not fine.
No, it's not fine.
John?
do it right. When Eabis, when she says Gregor's name, I'm going to think really hard at Gregor and say, Gregor, any ideas on merchants that we know? Do you know any merchants?
Why is it we can speak to each other?
I do not know. It's very weird, but I'm sensing something new here.
Huh.
But perhaps this is beneficial. Maybe you can help me get to know this place better.
I don't like this.
It's not my favorite either.
Will I remember this?
That I cannot tell you. I can ask when I'm out.
What was the question?
Any merchants we can talk to? Any that would help us in any way?
Yes, Jax.
Where is Jax?
Jax is in Hardat Village. He is, it's hard to call him a merchant. He runs the marketplace.
Ah.
He owns the building, and he takes a cut of everything that's bought and sold. All the agriculture in this town, in this region.
Does he have any relationship with the dwarves?
Maybe.
I sort of feel like this is the last guy we should. Oh, wait a second. I can't hear this going on.
Yeah, you can't hear the
You can't.
conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. I will relay that to my friends. Just sit tight or go back to sleep or something.
I'll try.
I'd say it's strange in the future when I'm talking to Eabis and Charnak. It's strange in the future when you take control of Gregor. I've been able to talk to him in my brain while I'm inside.
What?
I do not understand. This is the craziest, most advanced Reem I've ever experienced.
They said he was good for the training he has had, but that is not... I have not experienced that before.
This feels very different. I do not know what he is actually being trained for.
I think we need to find you another Reem.
Indeed. Anyway, I asked him your question, Eabis, if there are merchants, and he mentioned Jax, who owns or runs the entire marketplace. That is someone that they know. Perhaps we could start there.
Also, isn't that also the first person who would be pissed off that we're trying to reinvigorate this noble's claim?
He runs the agricultural market. What does...
And takes a cut of everything.
Yes, he takes a cut.
I did not know you knew that, Charnak.
I assumed.
If he takes a cut and we can improve the amount of product sold, the amount of money that transfers through the market, that seems like something that would be beneficial to him. However, I am not sure that we want to make our presence known with someone as important as that yet.
Yes, not very stealthy.
If we are failing, we are setting ourselves up for disaster.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know if we want to start with ground level guys, but just like maybe somebody on that second level,
Perhaps it is worth finding out. Maybe we do talk to Jax and find out which merchant is not pulling their weight, and then perhaps we can help that merchant first and make a difference.
You know what, Eabis? That sounds exactly like something you could do.
I know.
Yes, but in stealth,
All right,
as
so
in history.
so where are you guys going to sleep tonight? Dungeon, out in the shack.
Dinfa's in the house.
Okay.
Are you sleeping in Gregor?
No.
Gross.
No. No, out of Gregor. I'm gonna let him chill, go to his room, whatever.
What
either
does the
sleep-
shack look like?
It looks like a 2-story barn, probably 30 feet wide by 50 feet long. On the inside of it, there are several hammocks that are sort of slung out. These look like they have been recently put up there by your guys, by the Reams, though. These are sort of fresh.
It looks
Hammocks.
like the warden's shack is a pretty big space where we can get together.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
This is almost another musical episode.
And so if you guys are out there, so Dinfa, you're in the house, in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the rest of you? Your Reams are out in the shack.
I think Eabis is out in the warden shack too.
Okay. Sam, how about Charnak?
Yeah, safety
Okay.
in numbers.
Okay.
He
All
doesn't,
right.
he doesn't feel comfortable around these weirdos yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if Eabis feels comfortable with Dinfa sleeping all out on his own either. There might be a conversation about sticking together for the first night or so.
But I wanted to sleep in the nice bed in the...
You can let him ingratiate himself.
So you had the soup and the old bread, right?
Yes.
We are bound.
You all ate that. Okay. I need you all to give me a Constitution saving throw as you
Oh
go to
no,
sleep
the soup was
tonight.
poisoned.
Great.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it was
But-
just bad.
Just terrible. Con save, you said?
Yeah.
19.
Oh God. I got a 5.
7.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You feel kind of like a little sick at your stomach. Let me just take a note of this. So who got the 19?
Charnak.
Okay.
Yeah.
That 5 is a natural 1, listeners. Strong,
That's awesome.
strong bonus, but
All right. So, I'll just tell you, Eabis and Dinfa both failed their saving throws, and Charnak passed it easily.
Yep.
Okay. I just need to keep a note of it. Charnak, you feel pretty awful at first. And then you kind of have a little dizziness and you get the sweats a little bit and it passes pretty quickly. For Eabis and
Wait, is this in the morning or is this like in the middle of the night?
for you, it's in the middle of the night. Eabis and Dinfa, you guys both sleep through the night, no problem.
Wait,
Huh.
So wait, but then I wake up and I go, someone's tried to poison us. Where's my sweet frail boy Dinfa?
yeah. So give me just a quick nature check
Okay. Nature.
or medicine, either one of those, nature or medicine.
And again, this is in Kyber. 10.
Okay. Not sure where it comes from. It doesn't feel like poison.
Botulism.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
That's all you kind of know. And everybody else wakes up, no problems.
So we failed our con saves, and we have a better night than the guy who
You have a
passed.
much better night than him.
That's worrisome.
And
we got some worms.
and it's daybreak, and you hear there's a couple of farmers that are out harvesting.
Wait. Didn't Dinfa not eat the soup because Dinfa was in the base in the dungeon?
Yes.
Gregor ate the soup.
ate the soup. Yeah, Dinfa
Gregor
didn't
ate
eat
the soup.
Dinfa said he had the
Dinfa
rations.
specifically refused the soup.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
and our
Refused
Reams,
the
I
ramen
guess,
soup.
did not come, or they came
Didn't
and
come.
just sat side. Okay,
Yeah,
'Cause,
didn't
yeah.
come. They are eating their own
Rations or whatever.
Yeah. Sorry. So Dinfa, you're right. Dinfa does not have a single fail. Okay, so only Eabis has a fail.
Great.
Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's good. So you wake up to the sound of scythe cutting through wheat and roosters crowing and
Hey, what kind of scythe is it?
it's definitely more of a Swedish scythe.
I'm sorry, that's Looney Tunes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the kind that
cut
on the snath there's a handle. So it's not just one long stick. It's a snath and a handle on there.
Listen, for more hot scythe talk, join our Discord.
That's right.
I'm not joking.
So the only thing I can tell you about the morning here is that the wheat is lighter colored than you would normally expect to see at harvest time.
And is that something that only Charnak notices because we're not botanists?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know from wheat. I'm a
So it
tiefling.
looks like normal wheat.
It's lighter colored.
But I mean, like normal. You said normal.
Very
Production.
normal wheat. Yes.
Just paler than straw colored.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you investigate it if you want to, but I mean,
Yeah.
if that's
Yeah, I'm
something
going
you're
to
interested
investigate that wheat.
in. Okay.
You want me to roll an investigation check or a nature check?
So I'll let
Or
you do
combined?
I'll let you do a nature check first.
Okay. Ooh, natural 20.
Yeah,
That's a 25.
That's a good time for that.
Yes.
So you
What's up with the wheat?
yeah. So
Can I trade for some ore? Oh,
So-
wait, sorry. Wrong game.
you see these very tiny fungus on almost every single piece of wheat here. And you recognize this immediately as ergot, which is
When you win all 4 major awards.
no, which is a fungus that when you eat it, it gets at the nervous system, the digestive tracts, eventually cardiovascular, heart, and causes blood to stop pumping.
Shit.
And people go crazy from lack of oxygen from eating this. And so it's weird, but it actually usually causes the wheat crops to like go gangbusters. So ergot is weird in that it's a fungus that forms a symbiotic relationship with the wheat, and it makes it bigger, stronger, and certainly spreads wider. And that would not explain why the wheat is dying, but it is very dangerous.
Now, the question is, if all the wheat seems to have this fungus on it, is this like your oysters thing in New Orleans?
I mean, tell me more, Sam.
You're always like, like 3 people a year get hepatitis from oysters.
Sure.
But I never tell people that when they're visiting because they're going to eat the oysters. It just makes them feel bad about it.
Yes. It's a bit like that.
I'm like, if they got to eat the wheat anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you know that there are ways to kill off ergot, but it does involve burning down an entire harvest.
I was like, blood rituals? Come on. We must have come up with a better way.
No,
we got magic at our disposal.
It's slash and burn. It's slash and burn is all you know for this. There's probably spells like, plant growth, things like that, which are probably higher level things that could help. But for your skill level, that's sort of it.
All I know, slash and burn.
Yeah.
Eat hot chip, slash and burn. Okay. So is it I'm going to ask another question since I got your natural 20 and you might answer me.
Yeah.
Is it my impression then that yes, there is something harming the wheat production, but the ergot is compensating for it? Which is why it looks like a normal harvest.
That is absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, can you give me a history check?
I sure can. You want me to do stealth first?
Yeah, no stealth.
Stop hating, Sam.
19, not hating, loving.
Yes.
I'm loving it.
You know that there have been many times in many different places where people have purposely put ergot into their wheat to make up for low water seasons, low rain. It is a natural remedy to a poor harvest that has got extreme risks involved with it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I come back to the warden shack. Well, don't eat the bread.
What?
They won the big award. They've got ergot everywhere.
I felt fine.
Ergot, the fungus. Everyone knows about ergot.
Sorry, there's a fungus?
I will take your word for it, Charnak.
It is among us.
You are a botanist.
And if you eat the bread, I will be the last of us.
Wow, he's on a roll tonight.
He's on a roll. Big roll.
Yeah.
Reference list is going to be way too long.
Yeah. I'm not doing 8.
We had a whole episode recently that had 0 references listed, so I feel like we got to double up.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't mean they weren't in there. It just means we didn't catch them.
We didn't catch them all. Yeah.
Got to catch them all.
Gotta catch him all.
Set that up.
Pokemon. Got to find that link.
All right. So Gregor comes down to the shed, the shack, knocks on your door and says, "Is it time? Are we heading into town? Are we heading to kill bandits? Are we heading to kill monsters?"
I'm ready.
Are we doing this, or this? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Dinfa, you're the leader for today.
Well, perhaps we can take care of 2 things. We want to go see the dwarves. Maybe get a little monster hunting on the way.
I think that was a question for Gregor.
Oh,
Well, and for everybody.
for me? Well,
I mean, should we so happen to run into monsters on the way to the dwarves? But shall we not go into town and see if we can find a merchant to shepherd us and make introductions?
Yes, if the dwarves want iron, perhaps we should come with an offering of something that they will appreciate.
Ooh, do we sell ourselves as protection for the caravan?
very good idea. How about this?
And then we trade the dwarves cold steel.
How about this?
I'll be in the back.
I know exactly what the dwarves will want. Fresh from the mill flour. And I know a very good miller. Let's head over to
Gregor, I'm gonna grab a stool. I'm gonna pull the stool over. I'm gonna stand on the stool. I'm gonna put both hands on Gregor's shoulders and look him in the eye. Gregor, I was going to save this for later, but your wheat is terrible.
Well, my girlfriend is Olivia Miller, and I would very much like to see her. It's been quite a while. Maybe we could just stop there on the way to town.
Oh, we don't have time to mill her or anything else.
Very well. I'll take you straight to town then.
But are you aware of an ergot fungus growing on your entire crop?
Oh, absolutely. Father uses the ergot to increase our crop numbers. Everyone does it around here.
Yes, but it also leads to insanity and death.
Well, I suppose that's a problem.
Well, insanity can be managed, but death is pretty final.
I'll keep that in mind when I am the Baron von Wendt.
We need to solve this now.
Agreed. I'll show you the way. Let's head to town. And I won't
Might
stop.
we not consider a few other plans first?
Jesus Christ.
No. Let's go to town. Yes.
Okay.
But before we go, who is Gregor for today?
Oh, an idea looks over and says, "It's a good idea not to have one of you do 2 days in a row. These special reams are not to be trifled with. Dinfa, here. You can take your pick of these men."
Eabis, I think it's your turn.
I don't. Okay, if I must.
I walk over to the other reams and I start kind of taking a close look at each of them, like I used to with Reese. Like our whole thing was preparation, making sure the armor was tight, making sure that,
Sure.
we had ways to connect. And I see the giant one.
Yeah.
And for the briefest moment, I see his shadow split into another shadow and split into another shadow. And then I close my eyes and I shake my head and it's gone. And I say, Who are you? And he just looks at,
You, who are you?
I'm Busk.
Idea, I want this one.
Well, he's raw, and he's a bit of a challenge unless he's drunk.
I believe I am up to that challenge. Would you like to come with me on an adventure?
he sort of gets up and he grabs, he goes for a weapon, and much to Dinfa's surprise, it is a giant poleaxe.
Like a halberd?
Yeah, like
Didn't
a halberd.
see that laying against the wall.
Yeah.
he keeps it with him. It's his. But he slings it over his shoulder and slings it over both shoulders and kind of holds it and with 2 hands and says,
Well, all right. Where we going?
and Dinfa kind of brings him in with the other group.
Okay, I'm using this one.
And you have your new group together, and Eabis is eyeing Greygon Wendt.
Warily.
Warily. And Splendor comes up and kneels before you, Charnak. and an idea motions to the hammocks for the three of you to get into, and he says, "Don't take any chances." And that's where we're going to end episode 8
Episode 8
of the Goblin Market.
not 89.
Yeah, that's right. Not 89. Yeah.
Hope not.
Don't take any chances. I never do. You know what my secret is, idea? I never take chances.
We'll take some chances.
Okay, this
all
is
right.
interesting. I like this setup. I guess we'll talk more on the bonus. but-
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to what's coming next over in town and with the dwarves. I think it's going to be cool.
We've got some threads to pull.
Another plan comes together.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for some finding out.
Finding out.
Yeah. Thanks for coming by, everybody.
Thanks for coming by.
Goblin Market.